Elise.
Elise, how's Elise doing, right?
A Republican from northern New York, the youngest woman ever to serve in Congress.
Elise Stefanik, the #3 leader in the House.
One of the former president's most loyal supporters.
What a job she's done. Thank you, Elise.
Thank God there are people out there like Elise Stefanik who doesn't just moan about things on Twitter.
Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is now suing Governor Hochul, claiming that allowing unregulated mass mail ballots violates the state constitution.
Congresswoman Elise Stefanik has filed a complaint against New York Attorney General Letitia James.
It is a witch hunt.
This committee is not about seeking the truth. It is a smear campaign.
Stefanik has filed a complaint alleging judicial misconduct.
The real threat to democracy is Joe Biden and Democrats who are attempting to remove President Trump from the ballot.
I have been so proud to stand up for the American people in the toughest fight.
I watched her run over the head of Harvard, the head of Penn, the great old Wharton School of Finance.
Did I not realize when she opens that mouth, you were killing them, Elise? You were killing them.
Whether it's standing up for election integrity, whether it's being the first member of Congress to endorse President Trump, whether it's defeating Liz Cheney to unify the Republican Party.
I'll always be your friend. What a great future you have.
Are we ready to make America great again?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from New York, Chair of the House Republican Conference, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik.
Hello, CPAC. I have two very important questions for you. Are we ready to fire Joe Biden this November? And are we ready to elect President Donald J. Trump to save America? Yes, we are. It's time to make history. We always say that every election is the most important election in our lifetime, but this election truly is. Because in just 3 short years, Joe Biden and the far-left Democrats have laid waste to our great nation. For the first time ever, the majority of Americans believe the next generation will be worse off than their parents. This is fundamentally not who we are. The American dream is being destroyed by the radical left, and we are in a country that's in crisis. From Joe Biden's catastrophic border crisis, to Bidenflation crushing hardworking families, to evil terrorists attacking our most precious ally, Israel, to the shredding of our Constitution, and to the unprecedented, illegal, and corrupt weaponization of the federal government. We, the people, must vote to save our hallowed republic. The mainstream media, the loyal stenographers of the left, they fundamentally underestimate we, the people, every day. They underestimate President Donald J. Trump every single day. And I'm proud to say they have underestimated me at every turn. But I will never underestimate the power of you, the power of we, the people. Because we know, like President Donald J. Trump knows, that we work for you. Not the arrogant editorial boards, not the cocktail party chattering class, not the entitled swamp, you, the people. Ten years ago, I was proud to make history as the youngest woman ever elected to the United States Congress. And it is my... Thank you. And it is my highest professional honor to represent New York's 21st Congressional District, the cradle of the American Revolution. I started my campaign at 28 years old. No one thought I could win a primary, let alone a general election, and flip a district from Democrat to Republican. They said, she can't win. Sound familiar? You see, I don't come from a political family. I was raised in a hardworking small business family who loves our country. I saw the extraordinary work ethic that my parents put into building their small business and providing a better opportunity for their children than they had themselves. I was the first member of my immediate family to have the opportunity to graduate from college, and I graduated from Harvard, but that's not the achievement. The achievement is graduating from Harvard and staying a conservative. And don't worry, I'll get back to Harvard in a minute. But in this first underdog campaign, we out-hustled, outworked, and we flipped a district from Democrat to Republican. We were underestimated, and we won by a historic margin thanks to we, the people. You see, this was a district that Barack Obama won twice. Now, it's Trump and Elise country. After that first election in 2016, Democrats came after me with millions of dollars in attack ads because I was the only elected Republican woman in the Northeast who stood by President Trump. The Democrats spent every penny they could muster, but I doubled down, fought back, and proudly voted for President Donald J. Trump. And we all know how this ends. Trump defied odds, made history, and made America great again. But the vicious left is relentless, and I was underestimated yet again when during the first sham impeachment in 2019, infamous Russia hoaxer Adam Schiff was so bothered by my crystal clear defense of the Constitution, the rule of law, and President Trump that he broke congressional rules to try and shut me down. But he failed. And like all of you, on January 6th, I stood up for the Constitution and election integrity. I then went on to defeat and replace Pelosi puppet Liz Cheney. And now I'm proud to serve in top leadership as House Republican Conference Chair, and I'm proud to be the first member of Congress to endorse President Trump for re-election. Time and time again, I have stood in the breach for President Trump, for the Constitution, and most importantly for you, we the people, in some of the toughest fights of our republic. The American people know that I always have a backbone of steel. Just ask the presidents of Harvard and Penn. Sorry, I should say the former presidents of Harvard and Penn. Did you all see that congressional hearing on anti-Semitism? I've been in a lot of high-profile hearings over my years in Congress, but this was truly the most morally bankrupt testimony that I have ever witnessed. And I asked each of the university presidents a simple question, and it was not a political question. It was a moral one. And that question was this: does calling for the genocide of Jews violate your university's code of conduct on bullying and harassment? And shockingly, one after another shocked the world and answered, quote, "It depends on the context." And the world heard. Let me be clear, it does not depend on the context. You ask that same question to 3 hardworking constituents from my district, a farmer, a manufacturer, and a suburban mom, and they know how to answer that question. It is now the most viewed testimony in the history of the United States Congress with billions of views. And let me say it again for all to hear: 2 down, so many to go. They're fired. And this hearing showed the world what we already know, that there is a radical leftist rot in our higher education system that is destroying the minds of our next generation. These are the same so-called elite schools that rank last when it comes to defending freedom of speech. They gleefully cancel conservatives simply for being pro-life or standing up for election integrity, and yet they fail to condemn the genocide of Jews. We must stop the flow of taxpayer dollars to these dens of anti-Semitism. We must account for every dollar of foreign funding flowing into these schools, and we will end the tax breaks that have incentivized this moral rot on campus. And we all know it's not just these 3 schools, it's sadly schools across the country. That's why subpoenas are already out the door. It's why we launched an investigation, and we will not rest until we hold them accountable. That historic hearing showed that one voice supported by the American people can set off an earthquake and a reckoning and help save our country. We cannot give up. The life of our country is at stake, and as we all know, the closer President Trump gets to victory, the dirtier the Democrats, their stenographers in the media, and the corrupt prosecutors will get. They will stop at nothing, and I mean nothing, in their attempt to steal this next election. We saw Democrats baselessly impeach President Trump twice. They indicted him 4 times for non-crimes and are trying to bankrupt him and destroy his successful business. In my home state of New York, far-left Democrat New York Attorney General Tish James, who campaigned on going after President Trump, she teamed up with an unethical Democrat Manhattan judge to unconstitutionally impose a nearly $500 million penalty on Trump for the victimless non-crime of paying back banks in full, on time, as agreed, with interest. It's corrupt. And the left has gone so far as to desperately try to remove President Trump from the ballot. Why? Because Joe Biden's approval is in free fall, and they want to take away the vote from you. Meanwhile, you have the corrupt Joe Biden crime family lining their pockets from illegal influence peddling schemes, the Biden crime family. Yet Democrats in the media like to pretend they are saving democracy. But it's the radical left and the Democrats that are destroying democracy. But we cannot let them, and we won't let them. Ladies and gentlemen, as we enter this election season, we cannot lose sight of what's at stake. America itself is on the line. We had the most secure border in our nation's history when President Trump left office. Joe Biden took executive actions leading to the most wide-open border in our nation's history, with over 8 million illegals invading our country, an amount greater than the population of 36 states. Biden halted border wall construction. He ended Trump's Remain in Mexico policy and implemented catch and release. In Joe Biden's America, every district is a border district. Every state is a border state. The southern border is being invaded, and even on the northern border in my district, illegal crossings are up over 1,400%, including individuals on the terrorist watch list. Crime is spreading from cities to small towns. Cartels cross the southern border with zero consequences. Illegal immigrants come to our cities, assault our brave law enforcement officers, rob our neighbors, and if they are in New York City, Democrats give them a taxpayer-funded debit card. Fentanyl is pouring into every crevice of the country and poisoning a generation of Americans. This is Joe Biden's border crisis. The media won't hold him accountable. The left won't hold him accountable. So you and I must, and we will hold him accountable at the ballot box. And the border crisis is not the only Biden crisis. We are in an economic crisis for hardworking Americans. President Trump left Joe Biden the strongest economy in my lifetime. Millions of new jobs, historic wage growth for blue-collar workers, the lowest unemployment in 50 years, booming U.S. manufacturing, and 15 million Americans lifted out of poverty. Yet Joe Biden and the Democrats quickly destroyed this booming economy by passing trillions of dollars of reckless spending, leading to painful Bidenflation, the worst inflation in my lifetime. Now, hardworking young families can't afford homes. Middle-class workers can't afford groceries. The cost for nearly everything has skyrocketed, from car insurance to family pizza night. And President Biden has the audacity to point to Wall Street and claim that the economy is booming and Bidenomics is working. It's offensive to the American people. And there's one more Biden crisis that I want to point out, and it's the most insidious of them all. It's one I witness every single day when I defend President Trump from the deep state. And that is the way Democrats attack our democracy. We saw it with the Russia collusion hoax. Obama spied and then lied. We saw it with how they unconstitutionally rigged the 2020 election. We saw it when the deep state colluded with big tech and used taxpayer dollars to censor the accurate Hunter Biden laptop story. And we see it today as unelected liberals try to unconstitutionally remove Trump from the ballot. And let's remember, Democrats objected to every Republican president in the 21st century. This is the same justice system that shrugs off the worst corruption we've ever seen in the White House from the Biden crime family. Here is a rule of thumb that I know you will agree with. What the Democrats accuse us of, they are guilty of 10 times over. And here's why this really matters. If they weaponize the government against President Trump, they can weaponize it against you. And they have. Joe Biden's weaponized DOJ has targeted Catholics, gun owners, conservatives, and even parents at school board meetings. It's up to you, my fellow American patriots, to save our republic. President Trump truly has the most powerful force behind him. You, we the people. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what I want you to know. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, whatever your age, if ever there was a time for patriots to step up and fight, this is it. And it will not be easy. When the media and the elites attack us for supporting President Trump, it's because they are scared. They're scared of what he will accomplish when he drains the swamp. And they're scared of what you will accomplish. So remember what President Trump taught us. When they attack you, we double down and fight back. We are counting on the people to save this great country, to save America, and save America we will. And I want to end with this. As we embark on the difficult path ahead, I again turn to Galatians 6:9. And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. We, the people, will never give up on America. I will never give up on you. President Trump will never give up on you. Thank you. God bless you. God bless President Trump. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, CPAC. Thank you.